Hi. I just wanted to let everybody know, especially Wyatt, that I brought the plant home. I knew that you all would be very excited that it is being loved. I know it's tilting still, but I still think it's alive and doing well. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to finish up section 3, and we're going to use the stuff that we learned in section 1 to just set up some really cool word problems. So we're not going to really solve these word problems. They're not really meant to be solved. We're just getting ready to do word problems, okay? So I'm going to show you the first one. Hopefully we can see it really good. Oh, good. Yes. All right. So what this says is, I don't know. Okay, so it says Pam is P years old. Her best friend is 1 year older. And then they want us to write an algebraic expression in terms of P. That means they want you to use P for the variable. That represents the sum of their ages. Sum of whose ages? Well, I guess that would mean Pam and her best friend. So before we can sum them, and sum means add, we need to figure out how old they are. All right, so we don't really know how old they are, and we're not going to know. Not in this problem, all right, because there's not enough information. But they're giving us enough to set it up so that later when we do word problems that have the word is in it, which means equals, we're going to be able to find the answer to these problems. So we're going to start off very simple. It says Pam is P years old. So if this were your word problem on your test that I asked you to do, you're going to write Pam, and you're going to write P. That's how old Pam is. Next, it says her best friend. So the next thing I'm going to write down is best friend. It says her best friend is 1 year older than Pam. So if Pam is 5, best friend is 6. If Pam is 18, best friend is 19. But in this case, Pam is P. I don't know how old that is. She's P years old. So best friend is 1 year older. So what do you think that means? Yes, P plus 1. So you're going to write it just like this, P plus 1. And now we're going to do the next thing they ask us to do. It says, well, we already did the first thing. It says write an algebraic expression in terms of P that represents the sum of their ages. The sum of their ages. And we already talked about sum. That means to add them up. So we're supposed to add Pam plus the best friend's ages together. But Pam's age is P. The best friend's age is P plus 1. So it looks like this. But we can simplify that because P plus P, one of those P's plus another P makes how many P's? 2 P's. So that's 2P plus 1. You do still have to keep that 1 separated. Okay? Got it? All right, let's do another one. So the answer to that was 2P plus 1. I think I actually gave you a copy of this worksheet. So if you want to follow along on that, this is a fine time for me to tell you. But you're welcome to write right on that worksheet because I gave that to you last time I saw you. And I think, Raven, I even gave one to you in the makeup work. I hope you're feeling better, by the way, Raven. Raven has had the flu. Boo, flu. All right, so let's do the next one. All right, so this one says a rectangle has length L feet. It said its width is 2 feet less. There's that less. It says write an algebraic expression in terms of L to represent its width. So what I'm going to do on this one, anytime they start talking about geometric shapes, I'm going to draw a picture of the geometric shape. So I'm going to draw a rectangle. All right. And it says that the rectangle has length L. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put an L right here. That's how long it is. but it says its width is 2 less than that. So if its length is 9, its width is 2 less, it would be 7. If its length is 12 and the width was 2 less, it would be 10. 12 minus 2. So in this case, if the width is 2 less than this, and I don't know how long it is, how would we express that? If you're thinking L minus 2, then you're right. L minus 2. Length, take away 2. All right, so let's see if we answered the question. It says, write an algebraic expression in terms of L to describe its width. So this is the answer right there. Okay, good. Let's do another one. I hope everybody used today to kind of hang out in the sunshine, because did you know that sunshine is very good for you if you're feeling down in the dumps, or if you are starting to feel like, if you want to strengthen your immune system so that you're like Superman, sunshine is really good for that. All right, so I've been out today walking my dogs, and it was a lot of fun. All right, so problem number 3. It says a bag of tortilla chips is $C. The meat for the nachos is $3 more than the cost of the chips. The cheese is $1 less than the cost of the meat. Write an algebraic expression that could represent the total cost, of the nachos. In other words, how much is the chips? How much is the meat? How much is the cheese in terms of C? So what that means is when they say in terms of C, it means your answers are not going to have X's in them. They're going to have C's in them. All right? So the first sentence says a bag of tortilla chips is $C. So the very first thing you're going to write is chips, C. Okay, so that's an algebraic expression for the cost of the chips. All right. Next it says the meat. Okay, we're going to talk about the meat now. It says the meat for the nachos are $3 more than the cost of the chips. The cost of the meat is $3 more than the cost of the chips. So if the chips we don't know, but the meat is 3 more, what are you thinking about that? If you're thinking C plus 3, you're right. This is 3 more than the cost of the chips. Next, it says the cheese. Well, the cheese, it says, is $1 less than the cost of the meat. $1 less than the cost of the meat. Well, what's the cost of the meat? Well, the meat is C plus 3. The cost of the cheese is 1 less than the cost of the meat. So 1 less than means to do what? Yes, subtract 1. So the cost of the cheese is the meat, subtract 1. Now this right here looks funny. C plus 3 minus 1, that sounds silly. What is C plus 3 minus 1? It's C plus 2, right? 3 take away 1 is 2. These are like terms. And again, we're going to keep the 2 separate from the C. We're going to keep the 3 separate from the C here because they're unlike terms. They don't have any C's on them. You got to keep them separate. And now we're going to go for the final question. It says, write an algebraic expression that could represent the total cost of the nachos. These are the nachos, the chips, the meat, the cheese. What's the total cost for the nachos? If I told you to go total something, what would you do? You'd add them up. We're going to add these all up. We're going to add the chips. We're going to add the meat. We're going to add the cheese. So I have chips. I have meat. And I have cheese. And it looks like this. Chips. The meat is here. The cheese is here. Now that looks silly. Look at all those like terms. I have all those C's. A C here, another C, another C. How many C's? 3 C's. I also have a 3, and a 2. 3 plus 2, what does that make? Yes, 5. And again, we've got to keep it separate. These have C's. This 5 does not. Keep it separate. This is the total cost of the nachos. If I told you that the chips were $2, you could figure out the cost of the nachos because the chips would be 2. 3 2s make 6. 6 plus 5 makes $11. Got it? Good. Let's do another one. Let's do number 4. Number 4. Talks about Molly. So let me read it to you. It says, Molly is M years old. Her brother is twice Molly's age. Her father is 3 years older than her mother. Molly's sister is 15 years less than her father's age. And they want you to write an expression in terms of M for the mother, the father, and for Molly's sister. But the very first sentence says Molly is M years old. So the very first thing, even though they don't ask for it, is for me to define Molly. Molly is M years old. Then it says her mother. So I'm going to write the word mother. It says her mother is twice Molly's age. So if Molly is 5, her mother is 10. Probably not, though. If Molly is 10, Molly is 20. Her mom is 20, twice her age. So what do we do? If Molly is M, what would we put for mom's age? How would we get it? Right, we would double it. 2 times M. So that looks like this, 2 times M. Understood, times in between a coefficient, a number, and its variable. All right, next we have father. It says father is 3 years older than the mother. So here's the mother. She's 2M years old. The father is 3 years older. How do I represent that? If he's 3 years older than mom, who I don't know how old she is, all I know is that 2M represents her age. If her age is 2M, father is 3 years older, write down what you think. Did you put 2M plus 3? Excellent. All right, and what else do they have? That's it. So it says, write an algebraic expression in terms of M. Oh, no, I haven't done sister. Sorry, Molly's sister. Okay, it says, Molly's sister is 15 years less than, there's that phrase, than her father's age. 15 years less than her father's age. So we're going to go grab her father's age, which is 2M plus 3, because less than means to subtract from, and we have to subtract from this. How much are we subtracting from? It says 15 years less. So that's going to look like this. All right? And I already don't like this example because you all don't know how to do 3 subtract 15 yet. So we're just going to leave that one alone for now. And that's all we've got to do because it says write an algebraic expression in terms of M for the mother, the father, and the sister. And I have done that because all of these have M's in the answer. Is that cool? All right. Let's do another one. Let's do one about Megan. All right. So this one says Megan has H highlighters in her pencil pouch. She has 5 less red pens than highlighters. It says write an algebraic expression in terms of H that would represent the total amount of highlighters and red pens that Megan has. So I'm going to write highlighters and I'm going to write pens. Okay? So it says that Megan has H highlighters. So that's easy. Then it says she has 5 less pens than highlighters. So whatever amount that she has in highlighters, her pens are 5 less than that. So what do we write? H minus 5. All right, and then it says to write write an algebraic expression that would represent the total amount of highlighters and pens. The total. They want us to add these up. They want us to add the highlighters, and they want us to add the pens to it. So then it looks like this. This is the highlighters. This is the pens. So we do want to simplify that. H plus H is 2H, and then we're going to leave the subtract 5 because the 5 doesn't have any H's at all. All right? One more and we'll be done. Y'all are doing fantastic. Thanks for hanging in there with me. This last one talks about Paula. It says that Paula has 7x rulers. It says her brother has 24x rulers. If Paula's brother gave 1/4 of his rulers to Paula, how many rulers does Paula have now? So this one is a little different because they already told us how many rulers everybody had, but they told us the answers algebraically, which means we don't really know how many. We just, because we still have variables in the answers. So Paula has 7x of them, it said the brother has 24x of them, but then it says that Paula's brother gave 1/4 of his rulers to Paula. And so then they want to know how many rulers does Paula have now. So first of all, I need to know what 1/4 of these rulers means. Yesterday we were reminded what the word of means. What does it mean? Yes, times. So if brother gave 1/4 of, there's a times mark, of his rulers, 1/4 of 24x, what does that leave me with? Well, as you recall, we can put a little 1 under that 24, do a little bit of canceling. 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 24 6 times. So that gives us 6x rulers for the brother. And he gave that many to Paula. She had 7x. He gave her 6x of them. So now Paula has 7x plus 6x, which is how many rulers? Yes. Now she has 13x rulers. So that's the answer to the first question. So then it says, if x is 2, how many more rulers does Paula have now than before? Well, if x was 2 and Paula had 7x pencils to begin with, 7 times 2 gives us what? Yes, times table addix, 14. All right, and then now she has 13x rulers, so that would be 13 times 2. That's not one of our times tables, but I bet Zia knows. What is it, Zia? Woohoo! Yes, 26. So she had 14 before. She has 26 now. And the question is, how many more does she have than before? So you're just going to subtract those two, 26 minus 14, and that will give us 12. Got it? Good. All right, stay tuned for your homework assignment. You're doing really good. That's the end of section 7, so we're about ready for a quiz. All right, bye.